Hello, everyone. Welcome to HexZen. HexZen, maybe? I don't know. This is... I don't get a lot of people... You know, this YouTube channel does not get a ton of views. I don't get a lot of developers banging down my door saying, please, you gotta play my game. This seems like some small indie operation, and someone did say, hey, I watched some of your other videos on, I assume at least Bomb. That's the one Discord server we have in common. And I thought you might enjoy this game. So, you know, disclosure, I did receive this game for free. I believe you can't play it yet. There's a demo you can play, but this is the real game that I have. They, you know, didn't... They told me, make a video, don't make a video. I don't care. I just want to know whether you think this puzzle game is good, if it really is always logically solvable, etc. So, if you're watching this video, it means I released a video because I found the puzzles interesting. But I don't know that much about it. I know it's on a hex grid. I think it's randomly I think it can randomly generate puzzles. I don't know whether that's the main mode. And they're supposed to be completely solvable with no guessing. And I think supposedly with... I don't really know exactly what it means to be... Like, obviously no guessing in that you should always... There should be a unique solution. But I think that this person's claim... Let me go read this Discord message. Deduction alone, nothing guessed. Yeah, so I don't know if that means, like, there's... Like, in principle, that just means there's a unique solution, right? You could just... You know, if the game were an n-by-n grid of objects that could be in one state or the other, you could just generate 2 to the power of n times n puzzles and see, is this one... In your head, you could do this, in theory, right? Is this a valid solution? Is this a valid solution? Just test them all. And if only one of them is a valid solution, then the puzzle was solvable with no guessing. But it seems like this person is talking about there's a sensible, logical path that doesn't involve, like, trial and error. Maybe I'm misunderstanding, but that was the impression I got. There was one little thing it said to me when I was just... I haven't looked at any levels, so I don't know. But before it even showed me this screen, it wanted me to read this stuff. Before the first tracing. Once the sky was a single sheet, folded into law, a lattice of plates that carried logic like light, and at their seams 4 great runes burned. Then came the great fracture. The folds went dark and hardened into stone. The sheet broke into these drifting aisles, and the runes fell silent. You are the awakener. Retrace the old lines, steel by steel. I think I looked up what this word means, but I forgot to look up how to pronounce it. Yeah, steel or steely, it says. Okay. Which is like a pillar of like a plant. Yeah, the cylindrical central vascular portion of the axis of a vascular plant. I thought I recognized this word because my dad recently was talking to me about stelas, which is like pillars that ancient civilizations used. I think it must have been my dad. Anyway, and each one you mend gives back a page of the scribe who first wrote them. I don't know what any of that shit means. But, sure. So there's several worlds, 90, and we're collecting 512 steels, I guess? Here the first leaf of sky was folded. The forms are still pure, and the stelae, very Latin, wake at a touch. So we're, I guess, unlocking the game feature Fehu. We're learning about, this is like a clue type or something like that, maybe? Okay. I click here, the first numbers. The steel sleeps in the mist, restore its lines. It looks like there's 16 levels. Okay, so these look to me like handcrafted levels. Not sure. Oh, I did want to say, by the way, I really appreciate how many accessibility options there were here. I didn't need many of them. I just, in fact, the only one I used, well, maybe I'll need one, but I turned the interface size up a little bit. But I just love that there's a bunch of these, and if I have any trouble, I predict that I'll find something I need. Some games I just give up because I can't play them without increasing the size of things a little bit. Right, which reminded me, could we... Get rid of that, please. I guess it's just Control T. I don't want no timer. Blue cells remaining mistakes. Okay, don't know what that means. A number on a black cell counts the blue cells among its 6 neighbors. Okay, so Minesweeper hex, kind of. Left click or Q to reveal a blue/flower/beam. Well, blue is all we know about so far. And right click to hide clues. Okay, it just darkens them. Fine. I have obtained 2 steals, it seems. Next level. All of them. At the counter at the top right shows how many blue cells are still defined. Yeah, 3. If I click here, will it... No, it doesn't do a minesweeper, huh? It would be nice if it did, if I could just click here and have it mark all the blues. All the adjacent ones. Okay, so I'm supposed to right-click to reveal black cells. This is exactly the opposite of the Minesweeper UI. I'm a little bit surprised you would do it that way. Okay. So it's right-click to reveal black cells. Right. Oops. Yep, you're right. You got me. Right, this one. Yeah, first mistake. Top right corner shows in parentheses. Mistakes never block level. Yes, you never have to guess. You're right. You got me. Well, I could argue that I got confused by the buttons, but that wasn't it. So it looked like I just got one thingy for this. So if I restart, the idea is... Yeah, I get it. Alright. I'm not ever that, like... I'm not that huge a fan of the mechanic of solve a level without misclicking once. Like, I'm not competing with anybody. There's no leaderboards. I know I made a mistake. I see what it was. Right? Like, I don't know. Going back to resolve, like, you want as a player to collect all the things, but you can't collect all the things without redoing the level, which just, like, isn't interesting anymore, because I've already solved it once. And sometimes the mistake that I made was just a misclick, and then it's even more frustrating. In this case, it was a brain mistake. I was a stupid. Are these all just blue? No, I see. You've marked some that are blue for me. Oh, wait, aren't they, though? Four? They're not all. What am I missing? Each of these 4s is only next to 4 things, so they all have to be blue. Right? So each of these prongs has 4 mines. Or whatever. Oh, remaining. So you're not counting these. Got it. Okay, yes. So indeed, this is all... The sounds are pretty. The split path. So there's one here, which means the second one for this is here. Yep. So where am I? How can I tell where I am? Back to campaign. Oh, it was listed for me there. So I've done 7 of 8. Okay, so we're about to finish this little area. This 3 is done. It really would be nice to be able to just click on this and have it light up all the things. So this is very reminiscent so far, anyway, of like Hex Cells or a game like that, right? Which I played and enjoyed. I'm not like dying to play more Hex Cells or anything, though. My understanding is there's supposed to be some like more kinds of things that can happen. Although I guess Hex Cells had that too, right? 4. There's 3 mines left, and only one of them is here, so these 2 are mines. Hex Cells had, like, you know, column clues and whatever, but from the Steam store page, it did look there like there were going to be some interesting variations on this theme. First, okay, sure. So if I wanted to go back, could I skip this? I've not yet awakened Fehu, whatever that means. I have to have 39 runes to enter, it seems. Okay. So that would be, what, these are each 16. That would be like all of this. I mean, sure, but this isn't very interesting yet. My biggest challenge is remembering which button does what. One mine, which is over here, so it's not there. There's only one mine left, and it's got to be one of these two and one of these two, so it's here. Mouse 4 is undo. Are you insane? I have mouse 4 mapped to a different button. Okay, I mean, Control Z, fine. It costs one mistake. Alright, fine. I can use Control Z, but why don't you just let me press Z, I wonder? I'll figure it out, I guess. The tiny ring. Four left. That's probably important. One of them is here. Two of them are here. So there's only one left that's in neither of those areas. But we need two in this area. So one of them has to be here. And the other one has to be one of these two. So there's one of these, and one of these. So everything else, everything that's not touching a clue currently is open. Which is how we backtrack to the clues. This one we're going to have to solve by total count, I guess. Oh yeah, I forgot you can hide the clues, sure. Already spent. What does this mean? Why have you said this to me? Did I move on to another area? No. I'm here. Are they saying the level? They're saying the level at the beginning of every level, I guess, the level name, but already spent just wasn't obviously a level name to me, I guess. I mean, so far these have been, I think, fairly obviously handcrafted levels, which is great. Handcrafted puzzles are often the best. They have a clear solution path. No complaints about them, but they're nothing special. Okay, this is the same notation Hexzel's used even? They're connected, yeah, okay. I don't think I even needed this clue to solve the puzzle, though. It's just here as a joke. This one and this one were enough. Fine. So there's one here, not there. Yeah, I don't need this clue. So there's one here and there's not one there. Just getting me used to the clue, I guess. Fine. No, I pressed the wrong button. I knew what to do this time. Is there a reset button? Control R. Yeah, so the point is one of these two is a mine, and it's touching the other mine that this has, so these two are safe. non-contiguous. Okay, well the 3 contiguous are here. 2 non-contiguous is like this. 3 non-contiguous means we need the edges. 2 mines left. There has to be 1 here and 1 here, so these cells are safe. And oops. Yes, I knew this was a mine, but I falsely concluded these were both mines. Okay. Yeah, I hate this like restart to get the completion to actually count mechanic. What did I do? I proved that there's only 2 mines left, and they have to be these 2. So they can't be these. And then this tells me it's here and here, but not here and here. 3 contiguous have to include that one. 2 contiguous can't be over here. Okay, no information, first time seeing that. Has to be this one, so now this 2 is done. 2 non-contiguous can't go there. Actually, wait a minute. I complained about the mouse, but wasn't there, like... swap mouse buttons. Yeah. Just like, be normal, please. Okay, this is so much easier. I don't have to keep remembering while I'm solving the puzzle that all the mouse clicks are backward. There's only 1 mine left, and it's one of these 2. No, that time, okay, yeah. I had already gotten Stockholm Syndromed on what I was supposed to do. I should have found that setting earlier, and then it would work better for me. The bolt, huh? Where am I supposed to be looking? This 2 contiguous has to go there. Three mines, but only one of them is here, so these 2 are both mines. And we get this. The bolt, the joke is that it's a straight line, okay? Beads on a string. One left is one of these 2, so it's not there. Oh, and it's not here either. Okay, so we're close to being allowed to skip out of this area. Okay, we're learning about edge clues. Yeah. Got it. Okay, and you can have braces clues along edges as well. And along weird diagonals, okay. Don't need any of these clues because the 0 tells me, but fine. Oh, you can drag. I didn't think to try that until just now because I haven't wanted to, but... Okay, and this counts as I was going to say contiguity, but that's not really a word. It's counts as being contiguous. Okay. So that starts to be a little bit more challenging because this cell is adjacent to this or this. It's a little bit harder to see that at a careless look, I guess. Okay, that was a stupid click. I just got lucky there. I was thinking that they would have this pattern of 0s and 3s again, but actually they didn't. I just got lucky there. start hiding these, sure. This 2 is done. The 1 needs a mine there. 3 needs that. This needs one here. Now we have 0 remaining. Oops. Ah, dang it. Press the wrong button. Gotta get my fucking runes. Right. These... 2 left. This is done. Oh, this clue wasn't... I wasn't finished with that. I need to mark that. There we go. And those are the last 2 mines. Okay, so... back to the campaign, please. Yeah, take me here. So let's do this. Tell me something... Like, I haven't awakened Fehu, but who cares? I don't know what that is. So earn 58 more runes. But I'm at 0 out of 58. Weird. Okay. So this is going to teach me something new, a different kind of thing. Odds and evens. Okay. Parity clues. Sure. So there's one there, and none there. There's only one mine, and it's in this area. So it's not there. This one puts me there, and I didn't need the parity clue yet. Fine. Is this a 1 or an I? Looks like an I. Hang on, what? This looks like a 1. Am I stupid? That's an I. Alright, well, clearly I missed something in the previous world, I guess. What the hell's an I? Is that here? No. Well... So... why do you have this unlock system? If it isn't to prevent me from getting to levels I don't understand. Like, if I'm allowed to unlock a level, I should be able to consult the reference for what the things in that level mean. Right? I see. So this is something... these are like flowers, and I haven't learned about flowers. Help. Okay, maybe that would tell me. A flower clue on a blue cell. Ah! Did you tell me this? Parity clue tells you whether it's even or odd. Even or id? This was an I, not a 1 all along? Okay, that could use a little work, it's my opinion. Legibility clues? No, it looks the same. Okay. Weird. But that's what I means. It means odd. That's a really weird choice. Okay, so this is a 3... I guess in a flower. So again, hex cells had these. This is an I? So there's an odd number. This is, I guess... This is counts as blue, right? So, yeah. Okay, so far I haven't seen anything that wasn't in hex cells, but... well, no, that's not true. They didn't have odd and even. What can I do at the moment? Ah, I see. So first of all, tell me more details about flowers. Do they count themselves? They do not. Okay. So, this needs to see 3 other cells. I guess I could have concluded that they can't see themselves, because if they could, this would be an impossible puzzle. It sees 2 other blue cells here and here. But this 3 needs another 1 there. So this is not a blue cell. Now this 3 needs to be filled up. We need an odd... Okay, this 3 is done. Now we need an odd number in this area, and we have 3, so we can't have a 4th. Okay, this 3 needs work. This 2 is done. This 3 needs these. Total mine count's starting to look important. I guess this 3 is done. There's 4 more mines. One of them is here. One of them is here, which doesn't overlap with that at all, so that would be 2. There's at least 1 in this column. 3. But I don't see how to do that without to find the 4th one without overlapping with something. So maybe I can't use total mine count yet. It's an odd number in this area. Could that number be 2? I don't think so. Sorry. Well, 2's not odd, so no. But I meant, could there be 2 more? Oh, wait a minute. We already have... We have 2 mines in here. So we need 1 more. Exactly. Because... there's no way I could add 3 mines to this area, right? I would still need 1 more in here. And another one touching this. So there's 1 more mine in this entire area. And we know it's got to be one of these 3 cells to make this 3 happy. So these are safe. And now I can dismiss this clue. It's completely covered by this one. You're safe. You are mine. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Good. Now down to 3 mines. 1 here. 1 here. 1 here. So everything else is clear. So there. This was also clear. Okay. There's an odd number in this column. But we already have 3. So that can't be 1. And now I'm done with that. This 3 goes there. This 3 goes there. This 2 is done. This 3 is done. Okay, that was the first challenging-ish puzzle. I had to look around to figure out where to go. What to do next. Oh. An even number of contiguous mines, I guess? Interesting. An even number total, so that's the 3rd one, and likewise here. This is done, that's a 2nd. Even number is 2. Odd number is 3. It's 2. That's done. An even number. Okay. 2 mines remain. Well, this even number can't be 4, because then there'd be 2 mines here and no room for one down there. So it's only 2. So this is clear. 2 mines remain. One of these 2 and one of these 2. But this needs an odd number of mines. 1, 2. So this must be its third. So this 3 is done. As is this 2. Sure. An odd number. Well, it had better be this one. That's done. Need one more here. Done. This 3 can only allow one more next to it, but this 4 needs 4 out of its 5, so only one of these 2 means all 3 of these. This odd number can't be 3, because this 2 would be broken. So it's 1, and there's 1 here. So this is clear. And that 3 is done. And this 1 is now finished. 4... No, I'm not close. Well, I just need... There's only 1 more in this little line. I don't think I can do anything with that yet. One, no, not 1, an odd number along here. I mean, who knows? That's miles away from being useful. Oh, and of course, because I know that one of these is a mine, this one is not, and that fills this whole area in. Now this column is blissfully done. This 3 is over. Goes there. That's done. 2 mines remain. Well, one of them is one of these 2, and one of them is in this area, so this ain't one. Now both mines are here, so none of them are there. So that... This 3 puts the last mine there. Okay. The tide line. Where did we get an even number, not contiguous? Can that be 0? I would assume not, because 0 is contiguous with itself. An even number. 1 in this column. Where could it be? Where could it be? This is an odd number. Even goes there. This 2, I don't know yet. Even number's got to go there. That. Oh shoot! God. I thought this was a 1, not an I. 1 there, which means there. Even. Nope. Odd. Even. Okay. I think that's about where I got to on my previous attempt. These are there. Odd. So we need 1 there. This 3 is done. Total mine count yet, you think? Oh, this is funny. The interplay of these 2 little odd clues is kind of cute. Because the only... So, like... This one has an odd number here already, right? And so the total... It has the right parity. So the parity of these 2 cells must be even. Which means for this to be odd, it needs another mine here. And then I can do this. And now I could even close this off, because everything it's saying is also said by this cell. Now I need an odd number. They could both be here. Like I could go from 1 to 3 by putting 2 here. And then this even would even be happy, but this 2 would not be. So in fact, this number is 1, and we already have it. I don't know why I needed these clues. I feel like there's a lot... I don't know. There's a lot of information I haven't needed in many of these puzzles. For handcrafted puzzles, that's, I feel like, a little bit unusual. I don't totally know the puzzle community's culture. But, I feel like they regard excess clues as bad style? I get, like, it's the beginning of the game. Give the player some extra clues. But I don't feel like these have been useful clues. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. So there's one more mine among these 3 cells. So for this to be even, there has to be another mine there. And then there's no mines left, so these are clear, and that tells me the mine is here, and we're done. The seabird. Well, okay, that's got to be there. The 2 mines here are non-contiguous, so it's those. An odd number has to go there. This 3, this 4, like that. Three there is not useful yet. 3 there is finished, though. Yes, an odd number around this. So this has to be an even number. If it were 0, the 2 would be broken, so it's 2. I guess I have to look at this somehow? I don't think you can do anything over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what would be nice? I forget if Hex cells had this or if it was just a Temetsi thing. But you could set it into a mode where mines you had already marked were discounted. So, like, I don't have an example right now, but like this would read 0 or something because I've already marked all 4 things next to it. And the same thing could have, it took a little while to get used to it because I was so used to minesweeper-like. A 2 next to a 2 does a particular thing or whatever, and when one of them turned into a 1, or like a 2 next to a mine, I was used to meaning there's still 1 left, and it took a little practice to get used to it. But it was really nice to just have, anytime you see a 0, you can just click on it. You don't have to know how it became a 0, right? In the same way, this could be reduced to saying just 1, right? There's 1 of these 2. And more usefully, this, I would love if instead of, like, if it just said, I need an odd number of additional mines. You've already marked 6, and the original parity was odd, so you still need odd. But then, like, if I marked one of these, it would switch to saying I need an even number of additional mines. It would just be much, you could easily see at a glance, oh, I need an even number, and there's only 1 cell. That cell must be clear, because you can't put 2 into 1 cell. But now, in order to use any of these clues, I have to, like, count all the mines in an area by myself. So what am I doing here? You can't go anywhere with any of this, right? I mean, can you? I can tell that exactly one of these 2 is a mine. Okay, who cares? I also... it's this. I get it. Okay. I should have marked this a long time ago. the three can't be contiguous. So I can't mark this because these two are contiguous. And even before I had these marked, I could have said this is a mine, because that's the only way to get three non-contiguous, is if you include both ends. Okay. Now this is finally useful. I still have 6. I need an odd number, so that's 1, and this is done. Now here, I have an odd number, and I must retain an odd number. So it would be nice, what I was suggesting is this could switch to, say, even now. I've already got 1, give me an even number of additional mines. Alright, so it can't be 0, it's gotta be 2. Obviously you would want that to be an option. Maybe it is an option. Display? Legibility clues. Movement. Assistance. Undo is free and wrong presses no longer count. Oh, that's kind of nice. Where have I been offered hints? I'm not using any controller stuff. Huh. Well, I mean, relaxed / assisted mode sounds exactly like, I mean, it has the feature, one feature I've been asking for, which is not making me restart the level when I misclick something. Alright, let's turn that on. Why not? I can't scroll all of a sudden for some reason? Scroll wheel's broken? Okay. Fine. So was there a hint button somewhere that I never saw? Am I stupid? Guess modifier? What? Okay, this... I don't know what this is supposed to be. Some text is overlapping with something here. Oh, it's showing me, like, controller. Like, that's right button, right? I don't know why. Huh. You can zoom? There's like a level editor, I guess. Okay. So, guesses. What do you mean, guesses? So if I hit shift and I just click. Okay, so this is like... This is for doing bifurcation, as far as I can tell. Right, I'm saying, I think... What if I imagine that this were a black cell? And then I can say, yep, that was correct. It is. Guess is confirmed. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's neat. I hope not to use that feature. You like, right, ideally in games like this, you want to be able to do deductions that are more, like, that don't require guessing something and then saying, oh, I found a contradiction. Right? You want to find a compelling reason why it just has to be that way, rather than I tried it and it didn't work. An odd number here. Well, that's 1, but I don't know what to do with that. I guess look at this. Is that helpful somehow? It is, because of how it overlaps with these two clues, I think. So I know there's exactly 1 here. So And there's one here. So in order for this to get to an odd total, I need an odd total here. But that means that odd total is clearly going to be 1, right? In order to stop this 3 from getting too big. So there's only 1 in this whole area, which means the third one is here. Finishing the 2. And now, this 3 completely subsumes this clue. I don't need that one anymore. Now I know there's 1 here. 1 here, which is not the same. And an odd number here, which can only be 1. So these are safe. There has to be one of these 2 and one of these 2, but there can only be 1 total, so it's this one. Now this is finally useful. It's got to go there. Okay, sure. Even number non-connected. Well, that number can never be 4 because they'd be connected. So it's 2. But that means there's only 2 mines around this and they're not touching. So they can't be either of these. They have to be this one. Well, okay, this 4 is pretty easy, I guess. This 2 is done. 3's got to go there. That's done. Oh, this 2... Yeah, that's done. That's done. This is finished. This 2's got to go there. That one's done. Done. How are we looking on this 3? Well, this 3, more importantly, is finished. This 3 needs only 1 more, and it has to be one of these 2 for this 3, right? So it can't be there. There's only 1 here, so the second one for this is there. We're going to need total mine count to figure this area out, I think. Because I know there's one of these 2. It's either this and this, or just this. And I'll need mine count on the whole rest of the world to figure these 3 out. So there's either 1 or 2 mines there. One here is 2. Yeah, that doesn't tell me enough yet. This is kind of interesting. There's an even number of mines here, which means you can kind of ignore them for counting this. Which means there's an even number of mines in this area, but, I mean, who knows? This 3. So there's 1 more mine there. Can I get out, like, a pencil somehow? Can I draw? Like, I want to draw that there's 1 here as well. I think that's getting pretty useful. Well, maybe it's getting almost useful. Could these 2 both... Let's do a guess. Could these both be blue? I don't think they could. If they were, you'd have this done. Right? And then you'd still need 1 mine over here. You could do all this. You'd... 1, 2... There'd only be 1 mine left, and it's in this area, right? So this would all be clear. And then this E would be broken. It'd have these 2. No. wouldn't be broken. Because you could put the last mine there. And and eventually this ends up breaking this too. So this is exactly how I don't want to solve the puzzle. Right? I said, gosh, it seems hard for this to be true. And then I just guessed that, well, wait, what if it were true? And I went through like 10 things, and eventually I found out, no, it doesn't work. What? So I pushed the D button, which I thought was reject guesses. I thought that would undo all my guesses. I guess I didn't understand what that button was for. Oh, I wanted to clear guesses with X, I see. So let's undo that. And then clear my guesses. So I think by D, I must have been saying, assume the opposite of all my guesses was true. And it accepted some of those, but gave me mistakes for the rest, which is not what I wanted. Okay, so maybe what I should be doing is thinking about total mine count parity. Maybe? I know there are 4 mines remaining, and an even number of them are in here. And that number is at least 1 because of this 4. So it's at least 2 mines are in here. But I know there can't be 4. Because then I wouldn't be able to finish this area. So I know there are exactly 2 mines in this area. Okay, that's interesting. I know one of them is here, from this 2. And that means I can't fit 2 mines here. These are clear. That counts as redoing my undo, I guess, whatever. Okay, so that's done now. And now I think we can finally do something again. I found the other mine. It's there. This E and this 3 are now the same, basically. There's one more mine in this area. Ah, no, that's where I gotta look. Okay, this is done. Good. And now the fact that I have to put something here... In fact, I think I could have proven by symmetry a long time ago that if there is a unique solution, there must be a mine here. Well, I'm not sure how long ago. Because maybe I could... Well, what, I think as soon as I had parity on this area figured out, I should have been able to get that. I don't know, maybe not. I don't remember exactly what was revealed at the time. But the only way to resolve this area is for there to be 1 mine or 2 mines here. No, yeah, I guess, okay. I couldn't have proven. I should have known that I would figure out whether there's mines in this, whatever. What am I even talking about? Just fill this out, do this, get on with your life. Why have you given me this clue? Why not just say 3? Obviously they're not contiguous. It's impossible to make them contiguous the way the puzzle was laid out. I mean, you can say that, I guess. It just seems kind of, like, silly. Like this one, yeah, that means something. It means it can't be both of these. There's an odd number for this whole thing, which means an even number of these. Which means an odd number of these? That does not seem helpful yet. This 3 looks pretty good. I think I can probably make some progress with that. It's an I. What am I even doing? I guess this 2, we gotta get close to getting this 2? Just one more mine to go and it'll be solved. An odd number here. Yeah, still an odd number there, same as before. No new changes. Well, oh, this is interesting, isn't it? The way these cover. The cells pointed at by this clue all fall within the union of these two clues. So I don't know which of these are mines, but I know it's an odd number of them. And I know that these two regions taken together must be even, right? Is that helpful? Because this is odd and this is 3, and if you add 3 and an odd number together, you get an even number. So these two regions together are even, but this area is odd. So everything in these two regions that isn't one of these 3 together is even? Doesn't seem that helpful. There's just way too much wiggle room out here. Oh, this 3 is done. Okay, that should help a bit. This 3 goes there. This E needs no more, and now this 2 is done. This I, yeah, odd only, please. This 3 goes there. This 3 is finished. This 4 looks finished. There. Gonna need total mine count for this one, I guess. This is kind of funny, I think. Look at the way this eye and this eye interact. Like, currently we're asking for, if we ignore these 2, they're already marked, an odd number remain for this, and an odd number remaining for this. So, what that means, though, is, like, the parity in here, suppose there were an even parity, either 0 or 2. Then the cells, like, I'm looking at where these 2 clues overlap and where they don't overlap. Where they do overlap, if the parity is 0, even, then where they don't overlap must be odd for both of them. This would be odd and this would be odd. Likewise, if there were an odd number here, the parity here and here must both be even. So this cell and this cell are the same at the moment. They're either both on or both off. I'm not sure that's useful yet, but it was something interesting I noticed. Something that I'm sure I've written a bomb rule for. Gosh, I played that several years ago. Teaching the computer to play Minesweeper rather than doing it yourself. Well, okay, so I guess I should finish this puzzle, but I don't think I'm playing this game for this puzzle. This is a handcrafted puzzle that the game author wrote, presumably. And it seems like a perfectly fine puzzle, no complaints. But I want to go try out infinite mode or the new puzzle types. Learn new clue types. I've played hex cells before. I didn't really need more of it. That said, I am a little stuck on this one. So I guess we can look again at the overlap of these two clues, which is, right now we need an odd number, including this. So an even number in this whole area, in the unmarked remaining cells. Here, I need an odd number, which means an odd number in these 3 cells. So these 3 cells are odd, but the whole highlighted region has to be even. There's an even number in this area. Could it be both? Would that be a total mine count problem? I don't think it would be. Maybe it would. Well, let's enter guess mode and see. So if I did that, I'd have room for only 2 more mines. One of them has to go here, in this area. I don't know, it seems like it would work out okay. Yeah, I don't know. Did I clear a clue that I wasn't actually done with? No. I know there's exactly one here, but that's not very useful. Well, okay, let's go back to that guess I made a second ago. A Control Z, are you going to give me back my guesses? No. Okay. So I was guessing, could these both be mines? Because that seemed rather difficult. But there's also this thing about these two must be the same, I proved earlier. And they can no longer both be mines, because then I'd have no mine left to put here. So that would actually prove this. So I have one mine in this area, but I don't know which one. This would mean there's one mine in this area. Wait a minute, is something wrong here? This currently sees 3. Okay, wait a minute. Something's not right. The interaction between these two, I think. So there's definitely an odd parity among these 3. So this sees this one mine plus 1 or 3 here. An odd number. So it needs odd parity of mines out here. So it was just never possible for these to be this. These are different. There's one mine here. Did I, like, not have this marked earlier when I was... I don't know, but... I think it's the interaction between these two. I need an odd number here. So this sees 1 plus an odd number, that's an even number. It needs an odd number of these. So exactly one of these two is on. Okay. I think that's what I was missing before somehow. So there's 1 here. 1 here. And then 2 more. Where are they? I don't know. it seems to me that it could be all, like, 2 in here. Well, hang on. One of these and one of these, but also one like this. So again, we're back to the interplay between these two. I need one of these 3, an odd number of these. So if there's an odd number in here, then this is off. And this is also off. If there's an even number in here, this is on, and this is also on. So there's 1 here. And these 2 are the same. But if they were both on, if they were both mines, I think I could still, you could still get out of here, couldn't you? The puzzle wouldn't become impossible if they were both mines or if they were both non-mines, I think. If this were a non-mine, I'd need 1 here. And that would be a non-mine, no problem. So, like, this 3 must get involved somehow, but I don't see how. So you told me there are hints. Where the hell are they? S. So what am I supposed to look at here? You highlighted this, and I think you told me, if I press S again, a direct cross-check. Don't know what that means. Press again to apply, which, but why? Why? You're telling me this is a mine, I think. But why? Well, let's say it weren't. This needs an odd number, so it has to be one of these 2. But then this needs an odd number, so it's one of these 2. And it's one of these 2. That seems possible. Why not? No, it was 1. Okay, but now if I right-click, you tell me you won't do it. But why couldn't it? So let's say that's a mine. Then those aren't. And then this clue, I guess, needs either 0 or both of these 2. But if it had both, that would probably be a problem, wouldn't it? We have to be up to 3 other mines. This would see 4, so it would need this. But then there would be no way to fix this one. So we would know that, in fact, it's only one of these. Or that they're both off, I should say. This, then, would be finished only by marking that. And then there's only 3 more spaces to place my 3 mines in, but I can't fill both of these. So you're right that this can't be a mine, but I don't see a convincing reason other than just like I tried it and it doesn't work. There is actually kind of a funny thing you could do, I guess an argument by symmetry? Like, look at what surrounds this 3. Wait a minute, I think I'm just proving the opposite of what I proved a second ago. How can either of these... Oh, no, right, because it's Minesweeper. I was going to say, how could either of these ever be a mine? You wouldn't have a way to distinguish them. There's no clue that points at either one of these. They must therefore both not be mines. But that's not true, because if I reveal this one, it will, or could, have a clue telling me what this is, and that would be how you would distinguish these two. Yeah. So you have to be careful there. The information you have now is not necessarily the information that you'll ever have. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess this isn't a mine. I don't understand why. Except that, as I said, I tried it and it didn't work. And I only tried that because the hint system told me. That goes there. So I'll be interested to find out whether there was supposed to be some other way I would figure this out. Rather than... Because, like, so far every other puzzle has, I think, had what you might call a straightforward deductive path. It was a little hard to see sometimes, but I didn't have to, like, try something and look for counterexamples. Okay, so, I mean, I don't know. Can I, like, can I just, like, skip ahead? I totally could if I wanted. So I finished that. Oh, listen to the echo? What? The storm spoke its first veiled word. Did not lie. Refused to be polite, which is the harder honesty. Yeah. Oh, so actually I just finished that area, huh? This is in progress? I don't think so. Even number... Only one mine left. It's one of these two, so it's not there, there. Okay. Yeah, no longer in progress. Okay. So, I mean... Is there something new here? Yeah, weird runes. So this is, the word forks. Each board speaks... Show or hide the rune decoding panel. So this is something that I saw mentioned. When do I first learn about these runes? Okay. A rune stands in place of a number. The same rune always means the same count. So here, this is a cool thing that wasn't in hex cells. So I don't know what number this weird F is. But I can solve this area over here and then conclude, oops, no, show me the rune panel. That number must be 2. Because that's what it is over here, and therefore over here it's the same thing. Although the ones would have told me anyway. So this is more interesting. You were right, I can zoom in. How do I pan? Okay, hold middle mouse. Okay. 3 contiguous, and I don't think these count. Like, this is not contiguous, right? Contiguous spans over gaps in the board, but not in revealed cells. So it's got to be those 3. And those 3. Oh, whoops, I wasn't done with this clue. I have to mark that as well. 2 not connected, so it ain't there. This is done. 4? I mean, that's the whole column, right? Six mines remain. Well, I know from here that F is at least 3, but over here that it's at most 3. So I guess it must be 3. And now there's no mines left. Now I have this B. Okay. Well, B is at least 1. Actually, it can't be 1, can it? Because this 3 is touching these 2 Bs. And either one of them, it might put only 1 on. Like, maybe there's only 1 here and then 2 down here. But in that case, this B has to be at least 2, right? So they can't both be reading 1 at the same time, but they have to read the same number. So that number is 2. So that's this. Is my starting point. 2 non-connected, so it's not there. This 2 obviously has to be there. There's 1 here. Okay, fine, but so what? Let's see. There's only 1 of these 2. Which means to finish this off, there's got to be 1 of these 2. I don't think I can use that very much. Oh, maybe this 2 is the better point of view. There's 1 of these 2, which means 1 of these 3. Still not really great. It means at most 1 of these 2, which means at least 1 of these 2, but maybe both. Ah, this is better. Look at how this 2, it needs 1 of these 2 to be finished, and that finishes the column, so that's clear. And I can cross that out. And this 2 has to go there. This 3 is done. This 3 is done. Go there. That's done. Okay, a lot of different shapes of runes. We can now have 2 in the same level. Yeah, cool. So it's getting a bit more interesting to figure out where to even start. Oh, well, this just tells me what F is. F is 2. Wait, that's the only F? Oh, maybe I'll uncover some more. Sure. Okay, I can start on this 2, I guess. And this 3. 4. We see 2. We need 2 more. N is at least 3 and at most 4. Can I write that here? Can I write 3 to 4? I can write 34. Okay. This is a 1, not an I, so I can just do that. Oh, now I know N is 3. Because I can no longer make it be 4. And I know it's at least 3 from here. 1, 2, 3, so that's clear. An odd number. These 2 are both the same parity. Which means these 2 are different parity, but that doesn't seem useful enough yet. This 3 goes there. There's one more there, not that useful. One more here, not that useful. This 2 is done. This 3 goes there, there, there. Now this 3 is useful. That's done. These 2 are the same. I guess total mine count will have to tell us whether that number is 1 or, sorry, 2 or 0. This needs one more? 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. Now I know this is something. It's a mine. 3 here we already have. 3 total mines. But I know there's 2 of them up here. So if these 2 are going to be the same, they can't be mines. An odd number among these 2. Not that useful. This 3 and this 2, there's 1 remaining here, so this 2 needs another one there. There's either 0 or 2 here, but if there were 2, this area would be broken, so there is 0. 3 goes there. This is done. Last one's there. Okay, sure. So I understand about runes. What else do you got? Anything new in this area? Both tongues. Actually, wasn't there both tongues spoken together? What? Sure. Whatever. Who cares? That doesn't look that interesting. I mean, I'm sure the puzzles are fine. I'm just trying to find out, like... what are the other mechanics? Second seal, the veiled word mastered. Sure. Ansus. Oh, these are like... these are actual runes. I mean, I'm not really an expert in runes or anything. I just remember this was one in the Binding of Isaac when they added runes. Ansus. Probably it looked like that. So what happens over here in the suspended skies? What the heck? Thin threads. The neighborhood's barely touched. The deduction runs in a chain. Okay, there's no new rule types here. But fine. We'll see what you think is interesting about this puzzle. For non-touching. Well, yeah, whatever, I guess. Okay, 2 here. 1 there. Deduction runs in a chain. I don't know what you mean by that. Where's the asymmetry in this puzzle? There isn't any. So, whatever I'm supposed to derive next is either along the axis of symmetry, i.e. it's this cell, Or I can derive two equivalent facts at the same time. For example, this one and this one could both be deducible. They're not, but in principle, maybe this one and this one. That's interesting. I think these four... Oh, wait a minute. It's this. I missed that clue. There's an even number in this column, which there already are. So indeed, it's the one along the axis of symmetry that I can derive. Very funny. So 3 goes there. An odd number. Well, let's see. I can tell these two are the same. And also these two are the same. Since these two are the same from this one, this 4 needs 2 more, right? Ah, I see. The 4 interacting with these 4s is the point. I need, with these 4s, to add 6 more mines into the puzzle, because they have a total of 8. Well... Okay, that's not a good way to count it. There are 2 more mines remaining to be added along each of these 4 lines, right? I have to add 4 more mines. But I can only fit 2 of them in the highlighted area, and there's only 2 spaces left outside, so I have to put mines there. And now, total mine count is getting pretty important, right? There's only 4 mines left, but there has to be one of these 2, and one of these 2, and one of these 2, and one of these 2. So these and these are all totally clear. And that gets this going. And this E, I guess, resolves it. Yeah, there has to be a mine there and there. And then we're done. All right, I mean, nothing too fancy. I guess so what is this? 2 islands? What? Okay, so there's like... What? No, I don't know. Why is it yellow? Okay. The blue cells form exactly 2 separate groups. What do you mean? And I can understand that this could mean, oh, there's 2 non-contiguous regions that are blue. But where is that hinted? Or is it actually a constraint? I don't understand. There's 3 in here. I don't know. Okay, clearly this is... Unless I understood better what this means, I don't think this puzzle is solvable. But maybe there's still something I can do somehow? I mean, one possible solution would be this, right? But I don't think that's forced, is it? Why couldn't we have, like, that be a mine? Right? Then I'd need, like, 1 of these and 2 of these, and I could, like, have that and that or something. That would be fine, too. So I think this exactly 2 separate groups thing must be what's telling me that, but I don't understand... broken coast, the islands speak to one another only through the counter. Sure. So here, this is just kind of describing to me an interesting property that the clues give to the puzzle. These islands, the only way to communicate information from one island to another is through these edge clues. I get that. Rings overlap, and the answer is their difference. What? Like this ring, and there's another one. This ring, they don't overlap. Is it like a constraint? Three directions read at once. So I think they're talking about the fact that these clues are in three directions. Fine. Cool. Quiet stones, some black cells say nothing at all. Yeah, we've seen lots of black cells with no clues before. Okay, let's just have a look at this one and see if there's anything interesting to do with this, but I don't think there will be. An odd number of non-contiguous cells, but that's just the same as an odd number because none of your cells are contiguous, you little weirdo. So an even number of these cells which means an odd number of these cells, but that's not helpful yet. This video is getting very long, and I couldn't, like at the beginning, it was just like, well, I want to get to the interesting part, and now, like, I'm kind of not sure if I found it or not. The puzzles are fine, but they wouldn't be enough to make me play the game, really, for very long. I've played enough of games like this in my life. Everything given is kept here, and then I don't know. I mean, this is what I get for skipping ahead, I guess. Maybe the codex would tell me something. These are not yet awakened. Oh my god, what does this mean? I have no idea. Everything the road taught raised a step. Okay, I mean, I think you're just saying it's like harder. Okay, so I don't think there's anything much going on in this area. But like, then there's these, like, this has a picture of a pen. Like, this means something, doesn't it? Every vertical column holds a different number of blue. So okay. So now I've gotten to the point on this puzzle that I can finally tell that, yes, you need this. This is not some sort of, like, philosophical thing or something that you can tell, like, that just describes a property that the rest of the puzzle clues have. The other ones I saw, it was not clear whether this was a meaningful clue in itself or a description of how the puzzle works. How the rest, like a consequence of the rest of the clues in the puzzle. Now, clearly, you could not solve this puzzle without this clue. I've completely used up all the other clues. So there's two cells in this column, so there can't be one here. Now there's a 1, so this can't be a 1 or a 2, so it's a 3. And then we have nothing in this column. So this is like... all of these are going to say the same thing? Yeah, okay. So this is like a sub-area with a different rule that is not... That is like a level-wide constraint, I guess, right? Is what it seems like these kind of flags or pens or whatever mean, right? All black cells are in one connected group. Okay. Oh, and there's 4 okay, so this is kind of cool. Oops. Right, I was thinking 4 total, not 4 remaining. So this is neat. A kind of, like, area to explore some additional constraints you could add that are not then layered together, I guess, right? Black cells are all connected, huh? Oops, actually that was not justified. I could say this and this and this and this. I guess that. But this one was it happened to be correct, but it was not justified. We could have gone around this way. So that's all fine. This 4, okay, that's how I was supposed to get this. Those. Okay. Well, that's 4. To get 4 more, I have to do that. And likewise here. I assume 3, 8, yeah. Alright. So there's some cute, like, so what do these pluses mean, then? The deep vault for those who want no mercy. I see, just extra difficult puzzles, I guess? Probably? Yeah, there's no special rules. Okay. Alright. And over here, it's like... sealed room, scattered counts, and no comfort. Okay, so you're just saying it's a hard level. I get it. The last seal. Everything at once. Sure. And these are just hex cells puzzles with runes describing the things. All right. I don't really understand like what activating sky charts does, if anything. Daily puzzle. Sure, we'll do the daily puzzle. Some levels use special rules like parity or runes. Okay. I wish you would have told me this earlier. The first time I saw one of these. I guess I skipped over the first time I was supposed to see it and you would have told me. Ah, wait a minute. This is the feature I was asking for. It's been here all along. Okay. Display mode switches. Okay, so if I say T? Yes. All right. Perfect. That's much better. If I could just... well, I think it's better anyway. Because now I should see zeros, I think. When I have something finished. Okay, 3 non-connected is those. Yeah, this is a 0. I love zeros. All right. 1 more here. I don't know. 5 more among these 5 cells. I think I can do that. This is a 0, so let's clear that out. 2 more is there. 2 more, and they're contiguous with this one, so it's got to be those 2. 2 more is those. 5 more, but there's quite a lot. Oh, now I've got what this is. It's 4. So there's 2 more of these, and they're contiguous. This is done. 2 more there. 1 more here. That goes there. 2 more here, it's those 2, I'm afraid. 2 more here is those 2. That's a 0. That's a 1. Zero. Oops, I clicked wrong. Left click. I don't know if that counted as a mistake or not. I think I'm still in assist mode, so it doesn't count my mistakes, I guess. 1 more in that area, I don't know, but it's not those. So it's there. These 3. Zero. Oh, that's done. There's 1 mine remaining. Where is it? Oh, it's over here. And it's not here. So it's one of those. So it's not there. So it's there. Okay. Cool. And then, like in infinite mode, what's the deal? Okay, interesting. So parity and cipher, these are the settings. So let's say I just wanted a medium difficulty one. These are the new ideas it has. And the fact that it can produce levels. So this actually is kind of the interesting part. It produced for me a random puzzle. Okay. Let's give it a try. That's an eye. I wish the eyes and ones looked more different. It's a 3. This 1 has to go there. One contiguous. Very funny clue. Okay. 4 like that. I mean, who knows? Actually, is that useful? It can only be at most one of these 2. 1, 2, 3. So, not quite. Okay, but this 3 is now done. There's something going on with the background here where, like, something is flickering weirdly, and I don't like it. Can't tell if it's... Yeah, like, there's a little strobing here. I don't know what that is. It goes on and off. This 4 is done. One more, and it has to be touching the other one, so it's there. Now I know that this rune is... No, it's 1. So it gave me that clue more times than it needed to, because I used it twice to do twice. Like, I filled this whole area out without needing this clue, and then it revealed to me twice what the answer was. And then there's no place to actually use that information? Okay. Sure, very funny. Hilarious. Oh, this 5 and these 1s are problematic, isn't it? it can't have any two of these. So it has to have all of these. Nope. I'm stupid? Hello? What? It's not letting me right click here, even though... well, wait. Oh, these are eyes! God! Just do anything to change that, man. Okay. Very funny. Well, let's undo those, because I don't actually have a proof of it anymore. This one is a 1, though. So it can have at most one of these. So this I can all do. Okay. At least one of these two must be mine for this too. Which means this one definitely is. Because if it were this one, it would have to be this one also for the eye. Nope, wrong. That's not true, because it could go this way. Okay, yep, you got me. I made a mistake that time. There's one of these, so this one is done, so there's nothing there. This... no? You know, something I did say when I was asking for the feature to count down clues. Be nice if the even and odd ones counted down as well. Right? So I could say this E is actually now an I because it already has 1, right? I need an odd number of these two. Maybe that would get confusing. I don't know. But like this idea is already confusing. It takes some getting used to. I think this would be a better way to do it that would take some different adjusting, but you would want it to be a toggle, obviously, not a certain setting, but about this 3. I mean, it's all but one of them, but who knows? This 3 is pretty easy. An even number here. So either both of these or neither of these. What does that tell me? Does that tell me anything? I don't think so. Tough to know where to look. Maybe this 2 is kind of interesting. Because there's only 2 mines in this whole area. Which means we can't have all 3 of these be mines, right? Which I guess is something. But I'm not sure it's enough of something. These 3 are obviously going to be the same. They're either all mines or all not, because there's no clues pointing at any of them. So I'm going to have to use total mine count to deduce what to do. And when I do, I better deduce the same thing for all 3 of them, or else there's a chance I'll misclick, right? But I don't think they're useful right now. Oops. This 2 still seems important. I guess so is this 3. Yeah. It's covering at least one of this 2, isn't it? There's at least one here. There's at most one in the whole rest of this 2. Outside of these 2 cells. There's at most one of these 2? But it still doesn't quite tell me which one it is, because this one, this connected odd could go either way around. I can't do what I erroneously tried to do over here. Because it could, if I say, oh, this implies, or this one would imply this, that's not true, because it could go this way. Same thing over here, I think. But what is this 5 touching? I mean, if there's at most one in this area. There's at least 4 in this area? Ah, which does mean there's at least one among these 2 E's. And it already sees 1, and it needs an even... So there's exactly one of these 2? Which... I think means this. It's very convoluted. I'm not sure that was the best way to get there. But I made some progress at last. Now we're down to a 1 here, which means this 2 needs its second one there. And I can erase this. This E needs 1 more. And we're done with all this. How am I going to get anything done up here? I don't have any clues pointing up there from down here. Total mine count? Crazy. So, 2 mines left in here. We know one of them is there. The other one is in this area. One of these 5. Which means there's exactly one in this area. But that's not quite enough to do anything about, is it? It is, because we know there's also exactly one among those 2. So this is not a mine. Jeez, it's a lot of work. Now I know there's exactly one here, so this is not a mine. Okay. Now maybe I can... not sure. Ah, I don't think this cell can be a mine anymore. Because how would it connect up to its brothers up here? Could it go this way? No, that would be 2 along this clue, but there's only 1. Could it go up? No, because then this 2 would be satisfied, but it would still need 1 here. So that is clear. Jeez. Okay. Cool. So now it's either both of these or neither, but it can't be both because there's a 1 here, so these are both clear. Oh, that's how I get information up here. I didn't have anything pointing down from here up, but I had a clue pointing through both that I didn't notice. An odd number. We have 3, so it's done. Okay. One in this area. Well, I already knew that. But I guess I now know more. I know that it's one of these 2 from here. Oops. Ah, shoot. Not what I meant to do. It's one of these 2, so it can't be that one. Now I know there's one there. Great. This. An odd number. I have 3. That one. 9 mines, you say? Well, there's 1 there, which means 8 for the rest of the puzzle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, I mean, that was a fine puzzle. It wasn't, like, perfect in that it... These runes were completely pointless. They were here for no reason. I don't know what... was this really what I was supposed to do in the middle? This whole chain of, like, the 2 flower clues with the 1... I think it was the column clue that got me there. I don't know. Was there something easier I was supposed to see? It's hard to say, of course, because the machine generated this. Where to begin? Could F be 0? Is it permitted to write 0 contiguous? I'm not sure. Probably. F is somewhere between 0 and 2. Sure. 6 contiguous. That's at least something to work with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So those couldn't reach. So they can't be part of the contiguous group. One here means 0 or 2 there. Okay, but who cares? Oh, this 3 is a good starting point, I guess. Oh, contiguous even, so it can't be any of this. Okay, finding all these zeros was an easier starting point than the stuff I was looking for earlier, I guess. 4 more? I think it must be these 4. So, now I know that F is even. It's either 0 or 2. It's not 1. Okay. It's 2. Where's some other Fs? Here's one. Even contiguous. So that could include this. Right, these cells don't break up contiguousness. Here, though, we have to put one in the middle to keep this contiguous. How much do I have here? 11? Yeah. So there's 2 empty cells in this region. That's interesting. Not super interesting, but a little interesting. It means that this is at least 2, because there has to be at least one more. There's only 2 more empty cells in this whole area. So at least one of these, which means this is at least 2. That almost does something to this, but I'm not sure what. I need 4 more in this contiguous region. Only 3 can fit down there, so this is another. And now this, which is at least 2, has only one direction to go in. It's got to go that way. Now, I don't have 2 more mines to go down. I don't have 3 more mines to reach here, so that's open. This 2 is done. This I has 1 and 1 is odd, so that's done. One of these 2 for this E. I'm not sure what to do about that. One in that area. Who knows, man? Yeah, not sure I can do anything with that. Okay. I mean, there's 1 in this area of these 3, which means there's an odd number in the rest of this even area. Not sure what to do with that. Yeah, it is tough in these randomly generated puzzles to figure out where it wants you to go next. There must be some next deduction. I made some progress with this thing, but I don't see how I can make more. Seven more of these 9, yeah. One more there. Definitely one of these two. It doesn't seem that useful. Oh, this is... I think something cool is happening. I wish I could highlight this, but look at this. Maybe this is cool? No, this isn't cool. Well, I don't know. Maybe it is. The overlap of this even area and this odd area, right? Which actually what remains is even once you've counted this cell as one of the ones that this highlights. So, like, there's an even region, like, these two are sharing parity here in this area. So, and they want to have the same total parity elsewhere. No, I can't really do anything with this. Like, you can say some things that are true but not useful. Like, the parity of these three cells is the same as the parity of these cells, I think. Which I think you could say even without this, but it's more interesting with this, I guess. The parity, so like these, let's say these were even. Then these all would be the same as these. Like this whole area of 6, these 2 and these 4, have the same parity as these 3, I think. Yeah, I think that's true. But I can't quite tell what the parity of this is. I can tell what the parity of these 2 is. It's odd. But then, like, I guess the parity of this cell is the opposite of the parity of, like, these cells? Or the opposite of the parity of these cells, I suppose. Doesn't seem useful. Alright, I mean, I'll take a hint, I guess. Connected to a layout argument. Are you saying it... Am I confused about how these things cross gaps? I don't think so. You're saying, no, it has to be there. Okay, why? A column marker. Yeah, that's that. Connected to. But why? It's like you're trying to tell me what, like, how I should figure it out, but that's not helpful. Why couldn't it be these? Right, because that's... Okay, well, so you say it's those two. Fine. Let's say I thought, actually, these were mines. What would be so wrong with that? Nothing? I mean, something, presumably. But I must have to go quite far to figure out why this is wrong. Let's see, that would be telling me this is a mine. And then that's also a mine for this discontiguous 3 to be happy. I don't know, this all seems fine. I'm not satisfied with this. Like, I'm not, you know, like I said, the developer contacted me. He was like, hey, I'd love it if you could try out this game and let me know if the random generation does a good job of only generating deducible puzzles. I assume this is deducible. There's some reason why if you do the opposite of this, if you make these mines, that the puzzle falls apart. But not only can I not see it from, like, the clues that are around, I can't even see it by, like, guess and check. I said, if these are mines, I don't know, maybe something would happen, but I don't know what. This is as far as I can get with this line of logic, and it seems perfectly plausible, but apparently it's impossible. Oh, hang on. There's still this. This is a 1? So I could do this. Okay. I don't think that matters. This E? I know there's at least one of these two now? Well, exactly one, I suppose. Which affects this a little bit. Kind of affects this, maybe. I would need 5 of these cells. Of these 6 cells. So that would mean P or K or whatever this is at least 3. Oops. So I would know that that would be lit. I don't know. Oh, is there... No, there's enough wiggle room in these areas to the fact that the parity of this is not going to do anything to this flower, I don't think. I don't know. I think I'm done with this randomly generated level, and therefore I guess the game. It seems fine. There were a couple of cool new, like, ideas, right? The cipher and the odd and even, I guess. But nothing special. Yeah, confirm guesses and deny guesses seems crazy, by the way. Confirm guesses is fine. I don't think deny guesses makes any sense. How often do you, like, try something out and then say, ah, exactly the opposite of everything I've done is true? Usually, like, you try something and you find some of it was true and some of it you're not sure, or some of it was false and some of it you're not sure. I don't know. The only button I ever want is clear guess and confirm guess. I don't want deny guess. Anyway, there were some new ideas, but nothing that's, like, gonna make me want to play this game for years. I appreciated that I was able to fiddle with the UI enough to get it to where I liked it. So that's my tryout of HexZen. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.